Hey managers of the Super Conference, this is your Commissioner Tyler Burkhart here with the Week 4 recap. The fun fact for you entering this week is that we have 13 teams out of the 16 that have a record of 2-2 or better. That's pretty impressive. Shows you some great competition, good managing, and this is why I think our league is so unique compared to others, is because so many teams will be in it as we approach the final weeks of the season. Alright, so let's get to the Week 4 awards. Best Manager of the Week goes to Aaron Mittelstadt of the San Diego Whales. Now, I was pretty tempted to put Mike Hemmer here of Fargo. Made some good moves, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But he only scored 9th in the league in total points. What did Aaron do? He put up 138 points. Led the league in scoring. Not only that, he's shown some good consistency so far in the season. And as a result, he now is on top of the AFC West. He's looking pretty good. I'll make him Manager of the Week. Worst Manager of the Week, I'll go with Carson of Oakland Balos. He only put up 76 points, which was the second lowest in the league. Hey, even Kill Legend would have beat him this week. As really had a lot of dud players this week. Just didn't go well. Started Gresham over Owen Daniels, which, to be honest with you, I don't think Jermaine Gresham should start anytime. There's too many weapons now in Cincinnati. And he played the Washington defense, who has 4 of their original starters not playing due to injuries. So a lot of questionable calls and just didn't score enough points. But I do expect Oakland to bounce back as we approach these upcoming weeks. And Game of the Week was my upset special. You know, I hate looking at that and seeing, I'm picking against myself for the upset special, but I saw it happening. New York Blackout was too good to go 0-4, so of course it's the Blackout versus Stimulus. Both teams put over 100 points. I think both made some smart managing decisions, came down to Monday Night Football, but Blackout got the must-win. So now he's 1-3, has some positive momentum moving forward. Definitely a high action-packed game to watch in our league. The upset special, I think, became Fargo and Bargo over Oakland Balos. So first of all, let's get straight. Not a lot of people picked San Antonio to win. I was one of the 2. But the thing is, San Antonio, that's not an upset anymore. Like, they're a good enough team. They should be winning, especially with a 3-1 record now. That's no longer an upset. So that's why I didn't put them there. Fargo pulled off the upset by picking up Donald Jones, putting him in the lineup. He scored some great points. He played Kevin Cobb over Jay Cutler, got the win. Fargo now has 2 wins in a row, is 2-2, back in the hunt. He's got to be psyched. He's getting married this weekend. Good week for Mike Hemmer. Way to go, man. Most valuable player, I'm going to give it to the San Francisco defense for Portland Car Ramrod. He only won by 6. A lot of his big names had mediocre weeks, so they really stepped up. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns against that pathetic Jets team. So, yeah, I got to give it to the San Francisco defense. Good for them. Fantasy dud, Julio Jones, New York Yankees. And I still think Jones will be a good player this year. But, he's been really inconsistent. This is the second week now that he's had 3 or less fantasy points at the receiver position. So, Yankees has to be disappointed about that, as he didn't produce as well, predictions thought he would. So let's get to the rankings. For this week, not a lot of changes. Indianapolis stays on top, 4-0. Portland stays at the 2nd spot with that 2-2 record, but a very promising team. But then I moved San Diego up to 3. He's shown consistency, big week. Have to reward that. Moved him up to the 3rd spot, moved San Antonio up to the 4th spot. Both teams are 3-1. Then, literally, in my mind, from 5 to 9, I could put those teams anywhere and I would be okay. I think there's a dead heat between 5 through 9. That's why I think it'll get really interesting as we move forward into the playoffs. Also, notice that Fargo Embargo moved up to 11, just one spot. New York Blackout moved up 2 spots to 12. And then probably the team that dropped the most was Oakland Velos, going from 11 to 14. So not a lot of changes here, but definitely things shook up enough where it would alter the playoff picture if we entered the playoffs today. Okay, so as we enter the game of the week, first of all, this is probably going to be the best game of the week of the season that I would anticipate. And we got Indianapolis versus Portland Car Ramrod. And a lot of times for the game of the week for the upcoming week, I try to avoid someone being in it back-to-back weeks. However, I had to do it for this week because Indianapolis eyeballs trying to become the first team to go 5-0. I went back and I saw that no team has ever started 5-0. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Definitely have to acknowledge that. And another aspect too is that both teams are in the top 2 of my league rankings. And, Portland Car Ramrod, once again, we want to see how he reacts with this big mega lineup. So I think there's a lot of things to key in on this. That's why I have it as my game of the week. Upset special of the week, there's a few potentials. I got Green Bay Legends over San Antonio Toros, only if Rashard Mendenhall plays. If Mendenhall doesn't play, I don't see the upset happening. But if he plays, I do see it. Tough matchups for RG3 and Alfred Morris as they're playing Atlanta. Dwayne Bowe against Baltimore. Stevie Johnson, San Francisco. So because of that, I think Green Bay could pull it off. I also think Aaron taking on myself, that's going to be a really interesting matchup. Both of us in the probably will be in the mid-90s that we'll put up. So I think that will be close, and I could potentially pull off that upset. But I'm going to go Green Bay over San Antonio. Last thing, as we look at the prediction winners, we have a huge tie at the top between Kiln, Cleveland, Seattle, and Indianapolis, all getting 6 right. So because you 4 tie, I will give you each 5 FAB dollars. And finally, as for an announcement of the league, I put the contracts, as far as what year your contract player is, on the homepage of our website. So make sure to check that out. And if you have any concerns about the league, make sure to post it under the forum on the website, or you can talk to me. That being said, I'm your commissioner, Tyler Burkhart. Best of luck for Week 5, and game on.